Essence and um, oh gosh, the Pretty Reckless, Nightwish, um, Within Temptation. So some pretty modern stuff as well.
Right.
But it was just a matter of me more of being able to stretch my wings musically and seeing who wanted to go on that journey with me. And luckily, both girls were up for it. So I think it stretches everybody's wings, to be honest with you. We're all
Yeah.
doing stuff that we don't normally get to
Yeah.
do.
Well, talk to me about how you found both of them. How did that all come
Well,
about?
Missy was a lottery. Um, Actually, Missy was referred to me by my keyboard player, Jeff Gibson. And we had been searching for a new Pat Benatar and not having any luck. And he's like, "Well, let's ask Missy Garnett." I'm like, "Who's Missy Garnett?" And I mean, I'd seen posts on Facebook, but I'd never really heard her. And I at that time I kind of got her confused with another girl that looked a lot like her that was out kind of doing the same thing. So I wasn't totally sure. So we went and saw one of her shows. Excuse my dog, she's having a conniption. We went to one of her shows that was like a mile from my house one night, and as soon as I heard her, I knew that she was the one. So we threw an audition with her and a couple other girls, and Missy came in there serious, uh, prepared, but a little nervous, and you could just see it a little bit. And by the time the night was over, she was definitely the one, but I knew it wasn't her best performance. I knew she could do better. So I made her come back a month later, and I brought back the same two girls so that she'd think that she was still in competition and keeping the pressure on her. And
Cruel, just cruel.
uh,
Oh,
and I gave him a couple new songs, and but I also sent them the video from the previous performance, and I sent it to all three girls so that they all would have a fair shot at it, just in case the other two, surprised me. But Missy came back the second time and nailed it perfectly, and there wasn't any issues. There was no tonal issues, no pitch issues, no nothing. So it was from that moment on. And to be honest with you, when I approached her, I didn't think she'd want to do it because she had her own thing going. So I was really kind of shocked. But ever since she jumped on board, it's been amazing. And then Tracy, I stole from another tribute band.
Ah.
So we had done a tribute show with a Bruce Springsteen tribute here in Nashville, and she was singing that night with them. And at first, I thought she was a little arrogant, and I'm just kidding. Um, she
We
was real
know,
nice,
yeah,
real
we know
sweet.
how to take this from him. Sometimes we just kind of let it go right over us.
okay, good, good.
We, we got to watch. I got to watch them out front. I didn't sit in the back when they went on. I went out front and watched the show, and then I saw her performing, and she just had this presence. And so I happened to be talking with the guy that led that band one day on the phone, and we were talking about some business stuff. And I said, "Yeah, I need to find a new background singer." He's like, "Well, why don't you call Tracy?" So I hit up Missy, I believe, if I remember right, and Missy approached Tracy about doing it. So I didn't come off as Uncle Creepy. And
For the
and
norm.
yeah,
Yeah.
and
The norm
that's
wanted to go a
right,
different direction.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that was how that worked. And then it was really a match made in heaven because they're both very different vocalists, but they're
Yeah.
both very powerful. And Missy's work ethic and her power and her presence is one thing, and then you got Tracy's pure vocals, and she's got this real deep bluesy R&B feel and soul in her voice that really, man, when they sing together, it just blends perfectly. So I got really lucky with that, and hopefully we can, keep it together, and if we don't get any divas in the band, and it's gonna ruin it, right? Which would probably be me,
I think Tracy
but
was pointing at you, David, on
yeah,
that one. Yeah.
it'd probably be me. Um, but I mean, that's how I found him. So it was complete luck in both cases, to be honest with you. Um, and I pretty much say it on stage every night that we play. I'm really the most blessed musician in Nashville to have these two, singing for me. So I couldn't be prouder of the job that they do and what they bring to the stage.
Yeah, it
One
is
of
fantastic stuff.
one of the things I've noticed, I'm going to jump in for a second here, is it seems like when I'm watching the videos and all, you guys have such a chemistry together. And one of the
Yeah.
things I wondered is, was that just something natural, or is that something that's just developed over time from working together?
Brainwashing.
Oh,
Brainwashing.
yeah. The minute that I met Missy when I was doing the other show and we were performing, Missy and I were in the girls, green room and introduced ourselves, and I'll tell you, we hit it off. Like I felt like she was like I've known her forever and got similar things going on in life, and there she is. I'm only seeing like one at a time. So there you are. And I think that she's just an incredible person, and we just bonded, and it went from there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I tell everybody she's like a sister from another mister because really we we really
Yeah.
do we really blend very well. And they say that siblings, there's a thing about siblings that they can blend and harmonize. Well, Tracy literally can do that. We just blend so incredibly well. We get along extremely well. She's hilarious, and she's kind of like my better half. She honestly is the piece to the puzzle, with these groups. And Tracy is an amazing performer and an amazing singer. And so just being able to see her out front too, I mean, she does an excellent job, with the Heartbreaker tribute, but just seeing her come front and in her own right, she's incredible. She really is.
Yeah.
One of
So
one
I
of the
just
things
I
that
enjoy working with her.
one of the things I love about it is both of them are seasoned performers, and so they're aware of what's going on the stage. And when Missy and I first started performing together, we had a chemistry right away, and we would start mirroring each other and just coming up with ideas. And like we would, what was that? What's that song we do, the marionette move in?
Yeah, it's Everybody
Oh,
Lay Down.
Everybody
yeah.
lay down. Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, there's a part where it gets really quiet and soft, and I get really low, and I'm playing guitar, and she just happened to reach over my head and my back and just start pulling the string as I started to rise. And I had no idea what was going on, but when I went back and watched the video, I'm like, that's perfect, right? I mean, it was just a natural thing that happened, and so we've always had that. And then you bring in Tracy, and she kind of brings that other half. And like I always say, look, Missy's kind of like my work wife, right? And she's the one that keeps me sane when I'm really struggling with people. And and then you bring Tracy into that, because then Tracy brings this whole different side of the performance, and I get to play off a little differently than I do with Missy, right? So it's a different thing, but it's still very in tune with the show in and of itself. So it's really interesting, and it really goes back to that awareness. Everybody's paying attention, everybody's engaged in what's going on, everybody's watching each other, and then they're sending it out to the audience, right? So, and I think that's where it comes from, is that years and years and years of performing.
And you mentioned sending out to the audience. That's one of the cool things that we've kind of noticed, because we've started doing some live shows and some remotes out. And one of the coolest things that I've seen from shows is everybody's experiencing it in their own way in the audience. Everybody's having their own flashbacks to those times or their own memories. Do you guys, when you're on stage, do you guys see that, or are you just so in tune with each other that maybe you're having your own moments up there?
Oh, I think it's a little bit of all of that. When we're performing the songs, we're seeing people in the audience and they're sitting in their chairs and they're dancing, or they get out on the dance floor and they are reliving a moment. And it's nice to be able to see that because, for that time period, we're taking them away from
Yes.
their day-to-day stress and life, and they're just in that moment. So
That's such a special gift.
It really
It
is.
And the way they transfer all that stress to me at the same time is just amazing.
That is phenomenal, isn't it?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, it really is a gift that y'all give
It
people.
is.
We've talked about this before. For that, hour and a half, 2 hours, you forget about
You
what's
forget
going on
about
in
your
the world,
problems.
forget
Yeah,
about your troubles, and you're back in a different time,
that's
enjoying
right.
memories and just having a
Having a
blast.
good time. Yeah.
So
Well,
the
and that's what the goal. I mean, this is my belief that that's what we are supposed to be as entertainers all the time. We're not there to preach to anybody, to talk about politics, religion, or anything else. We're there to help you forget about your day and give you an experience that you're going to go home and feel like everything that you did, the time, the money, all the effort to come out and see us was well spent.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's really the goal behind all of it. And if you recognize that, that tells us we're doing our job, and that's really
yeah,
the best compliment you can give us.
it definitely is, and as I was watching some of the videos and stuff, and like I said, for us, and I never realized this because I guess every time I went to a concert, I was enjoying it and doing my, just doing my memories or whatever. But to sit there and watch these folks and just watch the stress kind of melt away from them as they start enjoying and reliving those moments. So, that's just an amazing gift y'all give people. So
That is cool
I
to watch.
appreciate what
Yeah.
y'all do with that.
Well,
That is so amazing.
Thank
and
you.
and the other thing I think about it is being that we're in a town full of musicians, and then half of your crowd at least is musicians, and you can still, and that still happens. That says even more because most of the time we're just critical of each other,
Yeah,
right? We're sitting there judging, and is she in key? Is he playing the right notes? Blah 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 blah. So that's even I think more of an accomplishment, and it starts with the front people, right? So
Yeah.
it's the girls that do it.
Well, I
Just
think
fun. It's
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, Tracy.
It's fun, getting into like songs that I haven't done in a long time, or I haven't. Sorry, she keeps getting on my lap. Or haven't heard in a
Wants to
long
be on.
time.
Yeah.
And some of my friends that come to the show know other things that I do, and then this, and they're like, it's good to see the rockin' Tracy, because I can be, I can be a badass, if you will, up there, and it's fun. Huh?
Well,
Yeah.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
You are. You totally are.
Well, I mean, and Missy moved down here to be a country singer, right? And here I've got her doing two different rock and roll, and she does rock and roll in her own thing. And then Tracy, I think, and I could be wrong, but she's known as more of a pure blues and R&B type singer, and does a lot of the '70s stuff and all that kind of stuff. And so to get her out there and pushing the envelope with some stuff like Nightwish and stuff she wouldn't normally get to do, it's a real blast to watch just from my own point of view. And
It's
these
fun.
girls will sing so good that I lose where I'm at because I'm so busy going, oh my effing God, that is so amazing, right?
Yeah.
And I totally lose where I am and hoping that I'm not screwing it up because they crush it night after night.
Well, and I think for me, that's one of the things I enjoy about watching, when I'm watching is I've been and I've seen bands where you can tell there's really no chemistry there. And it's just like, wasn't a very good show. But for you guys, the chemistry, I think, makes it
Yeah.
so much more special for
Yeah.
the people watching because it just shows everybody's you guys are rocking out, having a great time. That feeds into us down there enjoying the show. It's just so amazing to see when you see a group that has that dynamic to it.
I think it's because we still love what we do, right?
Yeah.
When we get on
Yeah.
stage,
Very, very obvious. Yeah.
right? When we get up there
Yeah.
and play, I mean, that's the icing on the cake for us, right? That's what we get paid. We get paid for all the work that goes into the show beforehand, and then we get to pull it off and play live, and that's our release, really. And we still get off on that. We get off on the feedback from the fans and watching their heads
Yeah.
bob, watching them dance or whatever. And there are a lot of bands that they just kind of mail it in.
Yes.
It could be because they've been doing it so long, or it could just be that in a town like Nashville, it's so hard to get people to come to a show, and you just get kind of beat down and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know what the girls think, and they can reply to this, but I think it's you get back what you give. So if
Yeah.
you're not giving anything to the audience, they're not giving you anything back, right?
Makes
And so
sense.
you've got to deliver every show, whether
Yeah.
there's 5 people in the audience or 5,000. So and these girls do it because we've had night. I mean, we did a show a couple months ago when the tornadoes were happening here in town, and there was 8 people there because there's 2 tornadoes out.
Yeah.
So, but that didn't stop the girls, right? They went for it. So, I think that's the key. You know, you got to
Wow.
remember that you get back what you give, right? You
Yeah.
have to feed them first before they can feed you, so to speak. So, and the girls nail that.
And see, DC, David continues to guide us. Great advice. We need to start.
We need to take some of that advice.
Yes, I mean that's we might improve it.
You know, here's what you need. Here's what you need to do
don't
is to just let the girls host the show for a week and let them give.
I'm
and then
in.
they, right?
I'm
And
in.
there you
We
go.
can do this. We
I'm
can totally
in.
do this, Tracy.
Oh,
I'm
no
in.
doubt about it.
And you know that'll be the most watched show because it'll be D&D without
we won't be
D&D.
on it.
Right.
Right. Oh, wow.
Well,
MTP, we got this.
This brings up. Go ahead, David. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, pretty girls sell more tickets anyway.
Yeah.
So
That's
Hey,
true.
right?
Yes.
That's true.
No.
So this brings up, speaking of
Not
really,
yet. Not yet. Not yet.
you're
Oh.
shutting me down.
No,
okay.
yeah,
All
not-
right, okay.
Don't
Denied.
don't try to do that to me right now at this point. I got to
Okay.
get built up for the
For the
negative
punishment
stuff
you're going to
The
take.
punishment
Okay.
I'll get.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll just turn my page as an early indication.
Right. Right. No, I think this is a perfect time to see some of their work in action.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Ooh.
That's
we
much
like
better.
doing that.
Much better.
So we're going to do a little share of the video here.
Is this the one where we're all wearing the Wiggles outfits?
No, that would have been a good one to put on here. But let's
Right.
watch a little bit of them in action right here. Okay.
Amazing.
All right.
Awesome. Awesome.
That guitar player was really good looking.
Yeah.
He's all right. And I'll tell you,
Just amazing chemistry.
It's just amazing.
When y'all
yes.
blend together like that, just unreal to me.
Thank you.
Well, and to sit there and hear Tracy singing probably my favorite female singer of all time and just killing it like that just blows me away every time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
Unreal.
She nails it. She nails it.
Unreal.
I'll tell you, when you listen to it, it's awesome. You grow up listening to it, it's awesome. And then when you sing it, you're like, what? That's like,
I did this. Yeah.
Yeah.
it's like crazy. She's like up here. But it was fun. It was something different. I don't think I've sung heart in anything I've done, but it was pretty fun to do that one.
Yeah. Well, that leads me to the next question for all of you is the wide spectrum of the music that you do?
Yeah.
Is it very challenging, or have you found it to be pretty smooth for you?
Well,
Dave.
do you want to answer that?
It's challenging for all of us because like one of my favorite songs to do during the night is the one that Tracy picked out, and that's oh, what's her name? Help me out, Tracy. It's the song we open with.
Paris.
Paris, yeah.
Grace
And
Potter.
and for me that goes back to more of that Neil style of playing where it's very blues based, very, and it's something I have to concentrate on because it's a different style for me because I grew up in the hair metal era. So some of those things are really challenging as far as the rhythm playing goes, not so much the lead playing. None of that's really all that difficult that we're pulling off in there, other than Black Cat. That was a fun little challenge. And
that's a great
one of
one.
and that's one of my other favorite ones. But that's more of a personal thing because I know the guy that actually played the guitar on that album, and so that's just kind of more of a personal memento for me. But the girls, they'll come to me and say, "Hey, this isn't working for me," and it's more just because I pick the songs pretty much, right? And the girls will say, okay, I like this one, I like this one, I don't like this one, and we'll go that way. But in my head, I'm thinking, oh, this is a badass song, great guitar, blah, 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 not paying any attention to how difficult it's going to be for the girls. So, and because they are so good, I don't even think about it, right? I'm thinking, oh, they got this, no problem. But those songs, and we pick a lot of very powerful singers. Those songs are very difficult to do 90 minutes or 2 hours of that music. Even though they divide it up, it's still very difficult to do. So they get all the credit in the world for that. But we cover a lot. I mean, it's all rock, but it's different rock. I mean, it's completely different styles. And so I think one of the biggest challenges we have is story time, because it's a big epic song. It's a lot of singing in that. Nightwish. And then The Warning, which is a new young trio out of is it Brazil or Venezuela? I think it's Brazil. Mexico?
Yeah.
Okay. Colombia. Okay. And the vocals on that are just insane in the range. So it's definitely a challenge on everybody. You're right. But that's the whole point of it, right? I mean, we're musicians. We need to be pushing ourselves and challenging our abilities, and if it ever gets too easy, then you're gonna get lazy.
Yeah.
Right. And I don't like that. So, we like to challenge ourselves, and it usually comes down to a quick matter of, okay, well, how are we going to rearrange the set list, or how are we going to do things so it makes it easier on the girls? We don't necessarily cut the song just because it's difficult or we're struggling. We find a way to make it work. And then if it doesn't work, then we cut a song. Right. We're just not going to take the easy road out. And then, we want to have that range. It's the women of rock, right? It's a celebration, a tribute to all these wonderful artists. So we don't want to throw you the same set list that everybody else is doing, right? We've got a lot of obscure 80s girls in there, like Lee Aaron and Sass Jordan from Canada, and these other girls that are just amazing artists. And we want to bring you something different that you're not going to see, right? Everybody does Heart, everybody does Pat Benatar, everybody does Blondie. But we do Call Me by Blondie, but we do the In This Moment version, which is a metal band. Right. So it's a different challenge. Same song, and as soon as you hear it, you instantly recognize it. It's just a different version of it. So we want to bring you something you're not going to see any other time that year. Gotcha. Right. And we have a big enough set list that every time you come to the show, it's not going to be the same set list.
Yeah. All right, DH.
All right. So now, David,
let me get prepared for this.
You guys have been through this before. Tracy, this is your first time, so we're going to explain it a little bit.
Well, we'll let Tracy answer this then.
Everybody can answer, because everybody's,
so he wants to live it up.
So here's what we do.
Worn out on this one. Yeah.
Every Friday morning we do, because it's such a high quality show, we do our post show at the Waffle House to go back over what we've done.
There's not much to go over, but
no, there's not. But it's very, very, very slim. But we get there. But every week, what we do is we give you 2 artists, and you get to choose whichever artist you prefer, and whoever artist wins, the other has to buy breakfast. Now, DC constantly says I cheat, but I'm a nice guy. I like old time rock and roll. I always run against the wind, and I'm just, while he's going to tell you the artist, I'm just going to, I got to turn my page. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I knew that was coming.
Got to turn my page again. He says I always give hints.
Crazy.
I don't know what he's
You're
talking
crazy.
about, because I'm a nice guy that likes old time rock and roll, and I got to turn my page again. See, I don't know how they guess this. I don't know how they guess this, DC, but you tell them who's up this week.
Now I want to tell you this, guys. Here's what's crazy.
Cheating.
Here's what's crazy. He gives me the choice of the performers before we even start doing it. So I don't need to go to Vegas. That's for sure. I need to stay away from a place like that.
So give them the choice.
Obviously, it's Bob Seger versus George Thorogood.
Oh, that's not even close. Yeah, that's not even close.
That's what I was afraid of.
I know this sounds funny, but I'm not familiar with George Thorogood, but I know someone who is, and he loved him. But Bob Seger, I mean, I'm from Michigan, and he hails from where where I used to live, and he was pretty cool. I love his stuff.
George Thorogood. If you know the song
Bad to the Bone.
Yeah,
I know that one.
Yeah,
that's him.
Yeah.
So DC right now it's 1-0. So Missy, David,
it's gonna be 3-0.
All right, bring it.
That's you. Who do you pick?
Who do you pick?
Well, of course, it's Bob Seger. Turn the page. Of course, old time rock and roll. Come on, Hollywood Nights. I mean, come on,
Hollywood Nights.
I'm going for the sweep. I'm like Atlanta
Missy's
Braves.
old enough. Missy's old enough to remember Bob Seger. So
yeah, we're not gonna say how. Chuck, David.
It's Bob Seger. I mean, hands down, the songwriting is much more prolific on his end of things. The production is much more prolific. George is a feel-good party time rock and roll kind of guy, 3-piece, and his guitar player is amazing. Real nice guy. I got to interview and video one of George's concerts a couple of years ago here in Nashville, and I had a great time. But as far as overall experience, musicianship, songwriting, it's Seger without.
Yeah.
So I'll let you all know Friday morning at about 6:30 when I'm lifting up my coffee, I'm gonna, toast you all for my free breakfast. DC, I think I'm gonna order Smothered and Covered this week, DC.
You're gonna celebrate. You're gonna celebrate. Oh my gosh.
You should let me pick the next one you guys do. So
there you go.
There's no influence going on what you guys you don't have a choice.
There you go.
You might have to do a little bit of your own research to find out who it is, right?
You've got it, David. You get to pick the next two. It's your pick.
Just send it. Yeah,
we'll do this. The 2 artists I just mentioned, Lee Aaron and Sass Jordan. You go research them and find out and figure out who you like the better.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. You got them written down, DH?
I got them. Right here.
Yeah.
So
that'll be our next one.
And here's the way it'll work. I'll do the research, and then DC, I'll let you pick who you want.
I know you will. that ought to be a good one.
The first show this is how it set the tone for that. The first show we ever did, we did like a top 10 list of artists. Oh, and his was horrible.
I got way
I was like, I got this.
But that's the beautiful thing about music, though, right? We all get a different experience from all that, and so that's what makes music so great. Is you can get off on the Ramones just as much as you can get off on Yes or King Crimson or David Bowie.
That's right.
So, it's all in personal preference and whatever makes your clock tick.
That's true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Just unfortunately, DC's clock.
Mine doesn't.
It ticks a little
Backwards.
Yeah.
off to the
It goes
side.
backwards.
Yeah, my spring is broke.
He skips a few seconds every time around.
Oh man. Well, guys, it's been a pleasure to have you guys, and we appreciate your
Yes,
time and
thank
all
you.
that. David,
Thank you.
kind of give
Thank
us an update of your where you're going to be here in the future.
Right now I've only got one show on the books for Women Rock. It's June 14th at the open court stage in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, very good.
We're coming off of some things that prevented us from booking for a little bit, so we're just getting that running, ramped back up and trying to make that happen. But you can follow us on womenofrocknashville.com and find all of our socials. We're pretty much everywhere. If you're a Pat Benatar fan, come check out heartbreakertributeband.com and see that one.
Absolutely.
That one's a little busier than Women of Rock right now.
Okay.
So,
all right. Well, the best to
Yes.
all of you guys. We appreciate
Yes,
it.
we
Be safe
appreciate
on
you
your
coming.
travels and all that good
Yes.
stuff.
Can-
I cut
can-
off somebody. Somebody was talking.
That was Missy.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, thank you so much for
Oh.
having us back on the show again.
Yeah.
Oh, our pleasure.
we-
it's always
yes,
great
we
to
appreciate-
see you guys.
You know, and it's really amazing because when we have artists that come back on the show, it's like, wow, I don't know if we're really doing something a little better and people want to
We're
come
not.
back, or
We're not.
if it's just like
they're just trying to take up some of their time.
Yeah,
in
just-
the
You're just
evening.
low hanging. You're low hanging fruit. You're an
Yeah,
easy
that's
interview.
what. Yeah, it's easy. hey, that's not the first time I've heard that.
No. Won't be the last either.
no.
Now, when we do, when I do interviews, a lot of times it's pretty dry, and you guys are never dry. You're always a lot of fun. So
Well,
it really is a different experience, right? You bring a totally different thing to the interview game than most of them. So it's
Yeah,
a good
that's
thing.
what we try to. That's
And
what
you
we try
know,
to focus on for sure.
And one of the funny things is, David, you told us early on to stick with what we do and do it our way.
Yeah, you did.
And so we appreciate that advice.
Yeah.
We took that to heart.
We
So,
did take that
We
advice.
appreciate that.
No, I mean that's you got to find your own voice.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's
All right.
right.
And one
That
day
is
we
right.
will. We will one of these days.
Right. That's exactly right.
I think you're on your
Oh,
way.
Yeah.
Well on your way.
We're going somewhere.
One
We
way or
don't
the
know
other.
where.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't know where, but we're going somewhere.
All right. Can you guys stay as we close it out?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right. All right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another episode of D&D Dynamite 80s. We thank everybody for joining in tonight. I would like to thank our guests, Women of Rock, for joining us in. What an amazing, amazing group. Get out and see them, folks. You will not be disappointed, as you saw earlier in the show. Just amazing musicians, amazing chemistry. You're going to love it. Folks, it's as I end off before I send it over to DC, remember, it doesn't cost anything extra to be kind, so always be kind to each other. DC?
Amen. Amen, brother. Let's get those sponsors in real quick.
Hey, let's do it.
D&D Dynamite 80s would like to thank their sponsors, Hudson's Flags and More,
Tell him to buy his dad a
Nesting
burger.
Project That's right. of Smyrna, Tennessee, PJG Marketing, Totally Cool 80s, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, Jackie's Creations on Facebook, Riley Rhodes Art Designs at rileyroads.art on Instagram, and the Magic Yarn Project. You can find all these great folks online. You most certainly can. Check them out.
Yes. Hey, folks, if you're thinking about giving right now, we are very blessed to be part of two organizations and help support them. We would ask you keep them in your thoughts and everything. And if you want to give, please give. One of them is the Magic Yarn Project. And what these folks do, it's all volunteers across the nation. They go in and they hand make and knit headwear like princes and superheroes for children that are battling cancer and provide that headwear for free. And it just does an amazing uplifting thing for those kids.
Yes, it
So,
does.
try to support them. And the other one, Charlie Bubbles Cares for Kids, our friend the Vooch. right behind you there. Yes. What they do is if you make a donation to their organization, they provide a book for children that may not be able to afford them otherwise. And as educators, we both know how important literacy is right now, especially at a young age. And DC, they have something special going on. I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
kind of tell us about
yeah.
that.
We'll do a shout out to our buddy the Vooch, actor Paul Carafotis, just super
Yes.
guy. Check out his work. He's done a bunch of stuff in the movies and TV, and he's just a good guy. But he is focusing most of his time now on children writing children's books, and it is called Charlie Bubbles. And yeah, he's got a project going right now where he's actually trying to raise some money to publish a new book that a actual family got in touch with him. They lost their daughter to a heart condition and reached out to him about writing a book about her, and he did. He ended up writing the book, and he's trying to get that thing published. So yeah, get on their website and help him out and try to get that thing, where they can get it out for everybody else to enjoy and kids to enjoy it. And yeah, just a good guy. So our prayers are with that family for sure.
Yes, definitely prayers with the family. And folks, let's try to help make that happen. Very special cause. Is just, like I said, one of the things we said when we started this show is we wanted to find a way to try to give back, and we are very blessed to be kind of partner with those two organizations. And we just ask that if you find it in your heart to positive thoughts, financial support, whatever you can do to help those organizations, let's reach out and help because they do an amazing job.
Yeah. Absolutely. Next week on the show, Larry Miller. We're going to have Larry on from his guitar room.
Yes, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so Larry, he's been playing music for a good long time, and actually was in I think as a teenager was in a teenage band, and just has great stories to tell. And we were, very fortunate. Did we meet him like October-ish?
It was when we were down with the Roy band.
Yeah, somewhere around October, November-ish, somewhere like that.
Folks, you're gonna love hearing from this.
Yeah, he just great guy with a lot of great stories. So anyway, we'll catch up with Larry Miller next week.
Hey, DH.
Yes, sir.
When are you gonna pull one of those guitars off the wall and come play with us?
Hey, I would love to, but I'd
love to see that, DH.
I'm going to tell you, there's two things. Number one, the shine off this forehead, people wouldn't be able to handle it. They couldn't see. And number two,
that's why we wear hats. That's why
cover it up. You cover it up.
And number two, I play for fun, and I am by no means on the level of you guys. You guys are amazing performers. I just do it to have some fun and piddle around and enjoy what I do. It's kind of a stress relief thing. If I ever get on your level, I'll definitely come out on stage with you. But I don't think you have any fear.
Don't let him get away with this bullshit.
Yeah.
No, he's telling you the truth.
It's kind of like my mama said I had a face for radio, So I mean, here I am. My face should be on the radio, but I'm here.
Yeah.
So yeah, but it's and I think that's one of the things that amazes me. Like David, I see a lot of your videos and clips where you put out. You're such an amazing guitar player, man. I mean, just utmost respect for you, dude.
Thank you. Very kind.
Just.
Why don't you guys know we have a show on August 7th at the Basement East in Nashville with the Pretenders Experience and Rhiannon Stevie Nicks Experience. Why don't you guys come on out and do a live?
That's
amazing.
We will try to do that. That sounds like a plan.
Yes,
sure.
We'll get DC will get with you, and we'll get see if we can't get everything booked up on that. That sounds that'd be amazing.
That'd be cool.
Thank you for the invite. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, and it's my birthday bash, so they'll be.
Oh, there you go.
Hey, we got now for your birthday bash. Look, I'm gonna have to pull out something special here. We got a choice here. Look here.
Oh my gosh!
Oh no!
There it is.
Please not.
Can I pull
Oh my gosh!
I can't see it.
Or I can go in tribute.
There it is.
Heavy metal. You can go a little bit more heavy metal.
I can go to the metal. Hold on.
All right.
Let's see that. Yeah, that look.
Well, see now you're ready for the stage.
There you go. Oh wow!
You gotta say something. I can't.
Oh
see
my
it.
gosh!
Now I'm ready to rock. Look.
That's
Oh,
right.
there you go.
Just grab that Explorer behind you, and you're good to go.
Yes, I'll be ready.
There you go. Oh, wow. Guys, it's been a pleasure. It really
Yes.
has. We've had a fun
Thank
time with
you.
you.
Thank you
yeah.
guys. We appreciate
We
it.
have to.
Hey, we really appreciate it, and best to you, and safe travels and all. And let's get that hooked up on August 7th.
That
That would be
sounds
a
good to
blast. Let's
me. I'll
that
get in
rolling.
touch with David and get more
Okay.
details about that and get that figured out.
Perfect.
For sure. That'd be awesome.
Look forward to
Awesome.
seeing you.
Awesome to do.
And
Awesome.
thank you
All right.
and thank you to Missy and Tracy for being the best fucking singers in Nashville. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm so lucky.
Gosh.
No question about it. No question about it. Well, folks, we'll see you next week. As DC always leads us out, keep playing those 80s and 70s and 60s and 50s and all that great stuff. Keep playing the music. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, folks.
Thank